Like shooting MDMA, that's a ride, bro. Like when you take Molly and shit, that's like what 6-7 hours. So that's what I'm trying to wonder. Like, did you go home at 2 a.m. after the party and be like, "Yeah, fuck it"?
It was like 6 a.m. The sun was up.
Oh my!
There was no point. Literally, it was like I wasn't in my right mind.
And you can't even like Google. Like, hey, how much should I do with lethal?
Exactly.
Nothing. Like,
Google would laugh at me. No
No
results found yet, bro. You're fucked up. It's like Google's like Google just goes, "You're fucked up."
Just eye it up.
Yeah. Did you mean something better? Did you mean something less?
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
So what are you guys talking about just a second ago? Fucking red zone. There's an octobox, which is what when they're just
all 8 screens. Like if they got 8 games on, they'll have 8 fucking screens, mini screens on the one TV.
The whole thing is like they're always showing you action and there's no commercials and like that's
no commercials.
Yeah. So you're paying just to see. Yeah.
I knew it was scoring or when everyone's in the red zone.
Right,
it's definitely
right.
the shit.
More accurately, when the red zone thing.
But they get cute from time to time and they'll do the octo box where they'll have 8 games and they're all little boxes. You can't see any of them.
Too much is too much.
Hold on, when you say they get cute, that just means that there's 8 teams in the red zone.
They're
not choosing it, right?
No. It'll be the beginning of the game and nothing's happening. It'll be fucking everyone's at kickoff.
They're trying to fill in their
That's
space.
frustrating then.
But like it's fine, I get it. Like, but just show one.
No,
you
that's
don't need to show 8 and 1.
Like, I
Like,
thought you meant there was
if
there's 8 teams in the red zone that would show the octobox.
To a point, or they'll like order it. They'll basically wait. Like as teams are scoring, they'll just choose an order. Sometimes it's within like chronological. Sometimes it's like kind of.
Then you can actually watch it.
Because you got to think.
Yeah.
If you're watching,
they'll always show every play that scores. Like you'll
Right.
see it, and then at the very end of the whole thing, they show a montage of all the scores, or at least all the touchdowns.
Damn, I didn't realize they showed the montage either.
Yeah,
so I knew it
pretty
existed.
Cool,
But
you gotta. If you're gonna watch the red zone, because you want to watch 2 or 3 of your teams, maybe 4, get in the red zone and about to score. But you gotta focus on it. You can't watch 4 at the same time because the red zone is only 20 yards, and most of the time it might be 5, 7, 10 yards, whatever. So everything's happening all together. So yeah, it's awesome, but it also
it's like
has
porn
a double
compilations.
side. Yeah, but if you had fucking 6 of them on the same TV, like who am I looking at? You know what I mean? That's what it. That's pretty much what it is.
Dude, they make those. They make porn compilations where it's like 6 different screens on one. You know,
what?
They make like super porn these days.
Send me some.
It's cool.
I'm not saying I would.
got you.
I like to try whatever
For science.
I don't know what it's like. It's like you get to taste all these things, but you're not satisfied by any one of them, right? Because you don't really get to see the full. I don't know.
Because we're never gonna be satisfied. We're humans.
Wow,
as soon as we get something, we're like, how to fucking make this more and better, more and more and more.
True.
That's exactly what we're doing. So once you get 8, now I guarantee you, there's somebody in the red zone office trying to figure out how to put 16 up on that.
Well, that's what scares me about porn. To take it back there, because it's like, yeah, they're gonna make it better and better, dude, and it's gonna just be more and more, and it's like. Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
So a quad box of porn? What were you saying?
Yeah.
Dude, VR porn is insane. VR porn is one of the wild. Look, so when VR porn came out, before like the Oculus and everything, it was just on like your phone, and you could get the, like not just for porn, but for like the VR games, you could get the little headset, you slide your phone and everything, right? So I fucking was looking at this video, and it was VR porn. I'm like, fucking moving it around, and you can, how you VR and everything, right? So I watched this video, and I watched it a couple times, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But then look, so then one day I was watching it again.
Was it clunky when it's like
no? So
because it was newer, right?
This was when it first all happened, right? So
so it's kind of clunky.
Right? Yeah, it's all bullshit, but like it still was like mind blowing. And it
You
was
saw
like,
it in a VR set?
No, I was holding my phone because this was when like fresh came out, right? So. But there wasn't a lot of videos, so it's not like you had a plethora of videos to go through, right? So I'm stuck on this one, right?
Good word.
I'm stuck on this one, and I think the phone dropped or something, right? And I picked it up, and it changed the way I was sitting, so the view. Dude, there was 2 people having sex behind me the entire time. For like fucking, like I had no idea.
Really?
So I looked around the room, and it's just all kinds of shit going on. And that was just mind blowing. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I never knew that. So next time you're watching VR porn, anybody, make sure you move that thing around.
I was
you
about
might find
to
this fucking Easter egg somewhere.
I was about to say that I never even thought about the possibility of more than just
You
a
wouldn't.
scene.
You wouldn't.
You could walk through a dungeon.
Look.
You could walk through a kink dungeon in VR, right? And check each different room. Like
Marvel and Disney are not the only ones that drop Easter eggs around here, baby.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Well, they'll end up owning porn at some point.
Dude, sure, dude.
They're big enough. Yeah, that VR shit's kind of crazy. It's gotten a lot better though.
It's
gonna be where it's. Here's the thing: they're gonna have it to where it hooks up to your pocket pussy. You know what I mean?
I think it does. I think they already got it. I think it does.
Okay.
It sucks.
Maybe that's where I heard that then.
They got suck motions on like stuff for porn stars.
Yeah.
They were molding porn stars' vaginas. That wasn't enough.
Yeah,
so then they had to go and fucking do suck motions for each person. They got different ones you can program. And
Hold
stuff.
on, like a baseball thrower has a particular way to throw a
Yeah.
pitch.
How this girl's using her lips.
Yes.
Or whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to pay.
You know how every snowflake's different?
I think they proved that wasn't. Never mind. I don't know. I read something stupid. It's the internet.
I would be remiss if I didn't say that I looked up the prices because God, come on, it was cheap, bro. At the Amazon deal, come on. But no, it was way out of my price. Listen, $1,400 for that.
Oh damn.
Let me ask you this: child sex dolls for pedophiles, yay or nay?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked me because
Yay or
you
nay?
know damn well on the surface
You won't want
with the kids.
I'm glad you asked me because I'm looking into them, and they're also too expensive for me.
No, man. So here's the thing, right?
Get a real one on Wayfair, I heard.
That was like, that's like to me, that's a necessary evil, right? It's like this is like in wars and just like things around here. Some things we're not meant to see. Some things are not meant to publicize and everything, right? But child predators are out there. They fucking for real are. So you're not gonna be able to just eliminate them all. I mean, that doll may save one kid. From
It's like giving a dog a chew toy.
We're not supposed just don't have it at the gas station in the fucking window for when I can fill my tank up. But
so
that should be like an online
yeah,
thing.
Interesting.
You know how I feel about kids, which is why I was like, I'm so glad you asked me because.
Well, people who feel like that about kids have either opinion. That's why it's it's an interesting topic.
I would be the guy you would think probably be like,
oh right,
fuck that,
right,
but no,
right,
like,
because it's
one
polarizing.
One kid's life getting saved is enough for me. I mean, it's real, it's weird to think about, but I mean, have it online. Don't have it in stores. Don't have it in stores that offend nobody or piss anybody off or have any problem. Have it online. Have an online site. And you should also have to tell everybody that I ordered one. Right on the fucking site. Yeah.
Oh,
your
shit.
address, look, I did.
Oh yeah, interesting.
You know what I mean?
Interesting.
I was joking, but I'm kind of serious. Like,
no, that's
you
not
could
terrible.
You could backdoor that part and just.
I'm sure you can, but not all.
Yeah. What do you think? Are you yay or nay? Child sex doll.
Here's the thing: like, if they're using the doll, anytime that they're actually using the doll, they're not using a kid.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? So like,
you should go in and watch this as soon as you buy it.
I'm not saying it's good, but like, you can't do the child porn thing because you have to make it. So unless you do AI child porn or draw it, this is it. Or you just do what the other people want and just put them all down. I think if it's a brain thing, we have to fucking figure it out. If it's a predator thing.
Are you pro or con for the sex doll?
He's on the fence.
Are you saying yes?
He's got pros and cons. I like
they should be made. I mean,
right. So they should be made. I guess that's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
right.
They kind of do save a child.
But they're not for everybody.
Maybe.
I get what you're saying.
Potentially. They could. And that's enough.
You could argue the other opposite, though. You could argue that's how you could start there
I was waiting for
and do that. Sure.
And you start, but I do believe that would be the anomaly, maybe.
My thing is, everyone knows the thing is wrong. Like, the thing, like, in society, it's looked at as wrong.
Look.
Like, whether it's wrong in your brain or not, that's, but, like, I don't know. Like,
we make Suboxone for everybody who's on heroin. That's wrong. You know what I mean? So I get like that's why
child sex dolls are the Suboxones for pedophilia.
I 100% agree with you.
You heard it here first.
That I 100% agree with you that not everybody's gonna just be like, oh, this doll, I can fuck this doll, get away with it. Now somebody's gonna fuck that doll and be like, say enough. You know, now I'm just taking another step forward, or the child porn thing. So like humans, like we're never satisfied. We always want more. So I get that, but like I was saying, like one kid, even if it helps like a little bit. I'm not saying give them the fuck out to everybody who's a registered pedophile. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not totally against the idea.
Right. And then it gets into, you said like not giving them all, but that could be a thing too. Like you could see how if it were a thing that someone could argue.
If you order one, you should be on a list, just like if you Google how to build a bomb. You know what I mean? You should be right on a fucking list to be watched. And it should come with a disclaimer by clicking checkout. We're watching your ass.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
but see, also since we're talking about like if pedophilia isn't a mental disorder, then these people are just doing it. They're not thinking it's wrong. That's just how they are. You know what I mean?
That's not necessarily true. It could be how they are, and they do know it's wrong.
For sure,
I think that in the large majority of cases, they know it's wrong.
Society and everybody's telling it's wrong. But
it might be truly what you're attracted. Like, look, I didn't pick what I'm attracted to. Did you?
No. Yeah, I was fucking force fed. Fucking.
You don't get force fed pussy at a young age. Yeah, no, it's like you don't
watch this.
Yeah, it's like you don't really get to pick. So I'm just
No,
blessed.
no.
Dude, Mark Norman has a joke. He's like, I'm really glad I wasn't a pedophile. He's like, it was close there for. He goes because when I was 13. I love 13-year-olds and I love grape juice. He goes, and right now I still love grape juice. So
Mark
it's just
Norman
like,
he's
That's
on the rise,
good.
bro.
That's
He
good.
is so.
I mean, I
fucking
think he's
funny.
there, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
I mean, to
as
like
far as in
a
the comedy
big
world,
level,
yeah,
he's been
huge.
there for a while.
He's
and
huge.
I'm one of the ones that found out
Comedy,
about
comedy.
Joe Rogan. I found out about him about that. Like I didn't know him before that. I can't sit here in front like I did. But like since he's been doing the Parks and
Yeah, it
Rec,
don't matter how long you know the
wherever
guy.
he's
He's the
fucking
shit.
been going, all the Kill Tonys and shit he does. Like this dude is just like. Phew.
Yeah,
He's
Mark
so
Norman's
fucking
hilarious.
funny, bro.
Hilarious.
And he gets away with everything. He's like the perfect nerdy white dude that just gets away with everything.
Well, he also, you can tell his brain is just on comedy. He's just like,
Nonstop.
Yeah, it's not like a personal position he's taking. He's like, what's the funniest thing to say?
Yeah, he's not out here doing political rants and then tomorrow saying "fuck black people." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So he's got, he's. I agree. He's fully into that world. So you don't take him as somebody who you're gonna. I wouldn't get offended. You know what I mean? I don't get offended, but I know what you're saying.
You're gonna get offended when I clip that thing you just said and make it fucking repeat. I'm just kidding. That's just so funny. That's gonna happen to us here in the future.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I could only hope that someone
Right?
goes, you know.
Like that thing you were talking about earlier with Joe Rogan, like getting that, that whole, yeah. Just
My own N-word
don't say
compilation
that.
Rogan
Yeah, don't say
video.
that.
We were talking about
But,
that. Did you watch that?
No.
You never watched that? Joe Rogan's. So they went.
Pull it up.
Honestly, yes, that would be a
God
perfect thing to pull too.
Damn.
Like, and then it would just be like beep 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 beep. beep.
Shout out Mark Norman. For, what a G.
But let me tell you what, dude. Yeah, it's just Joe Rogan every time he said the N-word. And basically, he would. It was like.
Imagine being so famous. Everything you've ever done.
Yeah. Well, over. You know how many hours? So it's like no matter when.
Hours? He's got hours of video.
No. I'm saying how many hours he's been talking on camera.
Compilations an hour, 20 minutes. Just...
I don't think because he's on camera, so they don't seem ill-intentioned, right? But no matter what the context, when you hear a compilation of it just back to back to back to back, it's like it's jarringly funny. Yeah,
it's fun. I don't give a fuck who you are.
It's funny, but it's
That is
fucking
fucking
It's
fun.
jarring to hear. It's almost like it's comical. You're just like, what the fuck? It's like bizarre.
I don't know what's more.
You gotta
funny.
pull that mic closer to you, please.
I always do that.
Yep.
I don't know what's more funny, the fact of the video being so funny, or the fact that I'm thinking at the same time that somebody just scoured through.
Oh yeah,
hours and hours.
Oh yeah,
of
the whole
videos.
thing. That's what I'm
That's
saying.
work,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then put that video together.
There's
Like,
not
that's
some
what
magic
the part
button
of the
you just
bizarre
type in.
funniness.
Because unless you thought of it years ago and you were saving as you were going, that means you had to go deep
Dude,
diving.
They ripped Joe Rogan
Unless-
apart with compilations.
Well, when you're the biggest, this is what happens.
Dude, how
have him
many
saying all kinds of
hours
crazy
do you
shit.
think he has of him just being a goofball on the internet? Like, there's so
All of them.
much.
His
all
life
the
has
hours.
been
All of the hour, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, probably longer than I've been alive. Well,
He
probably
does
not,
like
but
3 podcasts a week or something, and they're 3 hours long.
It's
It's like
ridiculous.
it's just a lot.
I'm surprised there's you ever seen his hog watching video?
His?
Yeah, dude.
No.
So it's
He's trying to fuck fat girls or
Bro,
what?
This is like around
Thank
early
you, Mike.
Fear Factor days, right? And my buddy showed me a long time ago. and I
People
started
forget he was
playing
on Fear Factor.
Bro, this is like when he had full hair, not balding and everything. He's just all jacked up in the gym. And he says like there's this guy that's every time he goes into the gym locker room just stares at his dick the entire time. Like there's a weird guy in the gym. He's like, I'm just gonna call him out. You know what I mean? So they got him. He's like flexing in the mirror.
Hold on real quick. I like how he says every time. Like, if the first time the dude's not stopped staring at my dick, there won't be a second time around that guy. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and give it the 5 minutes or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
He's sitting there and he's filming himself like in the mirror or whatever. And
Joe is?
Yeah, like but he's doing it to set this guy up.
Oh,
the
wow.
house, right? So
This is a real thing?
This is a real thing. And this is like before. This is like probably flip phone era where it's a shitty video, right?
Okay, interesting.
And this cat, bro, just walks up and he's like looking over at him, and Joe's like looking at the camera, like making sure he's it's just so bizarre. I
Damn.
cannot believe that's never serviced.
Locker rooms are wild.
Sure, locker room talk.
Did you grow up getting naked and getting in the
No.
getting in the showers
Getting
with the
naked
team?
there. No.
It's like did you?
no, they wanted us to in middle school at Chesapeake.
They
were-
they
had a
What?
shower.
He's like they were fucking biting
They
their
were
bottom
like,
lips and asking us
well,
to get them showers.
What do you mean you're not getting naked and getting in the shower?
Looking back at it, I loosely think it was like trying to prepare you for, I don't know, manhood
they're
or whatever
prepared-
the fuck. But like,
Yeah.
the
That was
way
a weird
they,
generation.
yeah, and it was.
I
like,
also didn't do it.
unnecessary.
Some kids did it though, right? Some kids for you too.
There was an option.
And you?
They did
I
not
never
let
did
us
it.
do
No,
it.
but some kids around your age. would go do it?
I don't know. I don't
it
think
would,
so.
but it would do it
My
strictly
age,
out of
they-
humor, not for fun, not
Oh,
to clean
okay,
up.
okay.
Strictly out of humor to make everybody like, yo,
Okay.
Theo, look at him. Just sit
Okay,
there
okay.
fucking-
Nah, dude, the
By
sweaty
himself in
kids
his big
would
ass
just
shower.
be sweaty.
Yeah,
I remember.
no,
And then in
I
high
always
school,
thought that
too.
was crazy. I'm like, I'm not about to go shower with these other kids. It's just weird. I'll be dirty. I'd rather just stink all
How
day.
much did I really fucking sweat in these past hours? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I haven't
No,
done
buddy.
anything.
And it's
Yeah.
fourth period. I don't need to show these kids my dick. I'm going home in 20 minutes.
Yeah, one time I was in gym class, I got shit on by a bird. We were outside. I just left. I just walked home. It was at Northeast, you know, it
That's
wasn't
good luck,
far. Yeah, do you know what the thing about that is? No, it's not. When something bad like that happens, they have to go like, well, I heard it's good because there's nothing good about it. So
Yeah,
then they
trying to
make
feel
this
better.
whole thing. Exactly.
You got fucking shit on, dude.
Yeah, period. It's not like, yeah, well, I heard it's good. No,
The day I get shit on and look down and find a $100 bill, I'll be like, yo.
Yeah,
I'll
it
be-
finally
I'll be
happened.
saying it, you know what I mean?
I was watching football for the first time this season because it's just come around, and I was watching the Ravens game is what it was. Thanks to you, shout out superlegalstreams.com.
Local pirate.
Yeah, digital pirate. It was so interesting to me that I guess I don't follow it like that, and I just kind of forgot about how it goes. The announcers on the there was a kickoff or there was something, and they were like, here's this guy. He was recently brought up on domestic assault charges or but the sexual assault charges, but they got non-contested in court. I'm just like, why are they talking about this? It's just so weird. I think it was his first game or something, and they're like, yeah, this guy is, and it's just like, why the fuck are they talking about this man's legal record?
Meanwhile, he's got 30 yards
crazy.
passes.
Yeah, well, it's just like also keep that energy for everyone. Be like, this guy does this guy does this. It's crazy. It seems crazy.
To be fair, they are just filling time up there.
No, for sure.
They could fill it with other things, especially with their extra white accent. This guy just literally just beat the Chargers for beating his
Dude,
wife up. What do you think about that, Tim?
They do it in the
Yeah.
football cadence, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny about it. And he just beat the Chargers. It's like,
What do you think about that? Yeah, no, that's fucking. That's
Hey man,
funny.
that's just presentation. That's how the news does it. They go from
Yeah.
this guy got murdered to and then this cat was stuck in a tree. Oh shucks.
Yeah, but I expect that when I
it's
watch
probably what-
WJZ.
it's-
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's
If I'm
fair,
watching-
that's
I'm
fair.
watching
Yeah,
football.
I don't know
exactly.
why
It
they're
came-
telling
yeah.
all the they don't need to be telling all those details. Now, was it the punter that we were talking about? Because that punter we were talking about at one point that had gotten the false allegations of
It may have been.
sexual assault. I think it was Matt Arrays or whatever.
It
He
may have
did
been.
get picked up by the Chiefs, and I didn't pay attention that he was playing because I didn't click at the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man.
I forgot all about
Zay
what we were
Flowers,
talking about.
our guy, had some.
That's
fucking
what he was
domestic-
That's what I
saying.
was
He was
talking about.
guessing who it
So-
could have been. It's
right.
like it could have been multiple people. Obviously,
Honestly,
that's
that's
the
it.
whole thing. It's like yeah.
That Zay Flowers shit. When that happened, right? It was towards the end of the
What'd he
season.
do? What's the deal?
His girlfriend said she beat him. He beat her up or whatever. Blah blah blah. Came out he didn't, right? Because I was like, yo, he's gone even on the allegation. Because after all the other stuff that went on last season, who was it last season that with the domestic stuff? That was
So I'd like to say this: when the allegations came out, no one knew whether he did it or not.
No.
And then when he got found not guilty, people still don't know if he did it or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Well, I think this one was pretty close case. I think it was a video of
Okay.
proving it wrong, right?
Okay.
Because you're not getting away with just maybe in the NFL anymore. After Ray Rice, after whoever else after.
Yeah, unless you pay the person to
For
be like,
sure.
nah.
But
yeah.
when Zay Flowers had it happen, everybody on Facebook, I'm a Ravens fan, but I'm also a real person. You know what I mean? They're like, Zay, no fucking shit, fuck that bitch. I'm like, how can you say?
Oh, that's so funny
Fuck
too.
that bitch.
Right,
Like,
immediately.
What if
he
she
didn't do
really?
it.
You don't know him. He catches great passes. I hope his fucking future's bright on the field. Awesome. I love him to death. But you don't know him from fucking anybody. How do you think that girl would feel if she's home reading all the internet? She came out and was like, this guy beat my ass. And she's reading on the internet that she's a whore and a bitch and a liar because she's accusing their favorite football player.
Yeah.
He's really good
Yeah.
at catching passes and really good at right hooks. But he beat her. But he didn't beat her. He beat the allegations.
Allegedly.
He beat the allegations or whatever and the video and everything. Awesome, you know what I mean? But it's so wild how we flock to one side or the other without knowing.
Well, and here's the thing too. That won't go away.
No.
He was found not guilty, right? But that's everyone
We're talking
talked about it
next year.
Mhm,
And his
mhm.
fucking he's supposed to have a big year this year. And here we are on a podcast talking about his fucking allegations that he beat. That's there. It's
Do
never
we
going
know
away,
if she was lying or if any? Do we know? Yeah. Do we know
I
that?
don't-
Or
I
is
don't
it
know
just
too
one
deep
of
into it.
those
I try not to
lost
get
to
too-
Do we
court?
know if she said she was lying?
I hate lost to court stuff. It's just
Yeah.
I do know
Well,
and
court
everybody.
stuff's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
nothing. Just court stuff's bullshit. It's like whoever has more money and the better lawyer wins. You know, it's not justice usually, but not always. You know.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, if you're the person that was the victim and you're willing to, like, fine. If that's how you want to, like, deal with it, if you're willing to take money to just not, I don't really see a problem with that. Do you?
Do I see? Okay, so the question is like,
that
is a good question. So it's like, ask the question. Like, do I think that there's a problem with her being paid?
Shit, I don't even really know exactly how I asked it.
Oh,
because
I got you.
Hook me up,
son.
Hook me up.
He's saying
take over.
Do you see a problem with stepping in and, you know, pretty much what, like fronting, like trying to front him and tell him, like, try to get away with the lie and try to get the fucking payment out of it? Like,
yeah, basically. So, like, if they're
whether
like,
it's
hey,
true or false,
like, are you so upset that you want to see justice done, or do you want to get money? And then if you say you want to get money over the justice, and like you can be basically, I don't know, like I'm not super against that. Like, it sucks for society that you can just get, but rich people get out of, like, and I'd rather see my football players get out of fucking trouble than a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a billionaire is prone to kill.
These people are like putting on entertainment for the world. Like, yes, they get paid a lot of money, but like they are putting like their lives on the line to a point. So I don't know. Like, it's somewhat different, I guess.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to, you know. But
I know.
Are you talking about if they actually did it, or if they're lying? Either or.
That's the weird part.
Because,
like, honestly, like, Ray Rice hit the lady, but she
allegedly
No.
Could have been AI.
Yeah,
he socked the fuck out of her.
She married him within 2 weeks.
That girl in the face.
To me, the court should have been like, okay, at the end of the day, if a person is going to marry someone who everyone in the world saw assault you, you are obviously okay with the situation, whether it's good or not. I'm not trying to get into good, not good. I don't know what the situation was leading up to it. They were both fucking drunk.
Okay with
I
it,
think
though.
that
if people stay in things long.
I'm not saying she was right. She might not be meant, like, a lot of people are, whatever. But like that's still, she probably was chasing my whatever. I don't know.
You're definitely not
I don't know if they're still together now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about it like this, yo. If you got a puppy dog, right? You got this little puppy that you love and shit. You kick the fuck out of it, abuse it, fucking beat its shit out of it all the time. It eventually just fucking is so scared of you, it just follows you around. That doesn't mean it's okay with it, right? It just means that it's fucking brainwashing and thinking,
like
this is my life.
syndrome.
I'm stuck here now. Yeah, 100%. I'm stuck here now. He's done emasculated me. He's shown me he can control me whenever he wants. Why the fuck would I try to leave? He'll kill me then. You know what I mean? So that's
I agree with everything you're saying up until the point that this was a black woman, and those women do not fuck around. From my experience. I mean,
some might be just happy that they got somebody who's got a job and he's fucking providing for their family.
That's a different thing.
All the people in their
that's
pocket.
a different
thing.
I'll
say this: if the victim wants to take the money, and they know it means no justice, I think I would leave it up to them
for sure.
So yes,
it's weird. Yeah,
it is weird
because it's kind of leaving someone out there for the next person to get.
I mean, the court's gonna let him out too. Yeah, it's
either get money or go tell me. I don't think it's too weird. I think it's either two options. You can either accept it and move on and save my career and I'll pay you handsomely, or go tell me and ruin my life. I don't think it's that too weird. You pick one or the other, but I think it should be double jeopardy. I think that if it's proven wrong and I beat you after I pay you, you fucking go straight to jail.
Those lies. No. The girls that lie.
I think that if you find out that she's lying, you get to do whatever the allegations were.
Well, isn't that what that is, though?
Funny,
double
dude.
jeopardy? Like,
that is fucking funny.
You get accused of murder, and then you know, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I'm a gambling man, bro. You can't sit here and talk about money and giving out money without.
I'm kidding. That doesn't work though.
Like, yeah, fuck that show. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I think that would maybe stop it. That's decent.
I'm just here to solve problems.
You're still ruined though. The other problem is like the allegation. The bad part always comes out. The end story never comes out. Like what actually happened, whether that person was found innocent or not. Even when they are found, 90 times out of 100, when they're found innocent, no one knows. It's just the story.
They don't even tell you that because it's not newsworthy.
It's not.
We got this guy on trial for beating the shit out of his girlfriend, and then 2 weeks later, what happened to him? He obviously
love
beat it.
to hear stuff like that. I think that's totally newsworthy.
Yeah,
and that's
speaking of that.
People like the bad stuff.
You guys see the thing with Chris Brown coming out? His little Hulu documentary.
Chris Brown's never done anything wrong. What's the documentary
Dude,
about?
That song, Yo.
Did you see it?
Rules.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
He was on there talking about. He's never opened up about the whole Rihanna thing, right? About right. He never opened up about it. And that picture was like horrific. Like the
picture did him in,
bro. So he never opened up about it. In this documentary, he was like talking about it for like the first time, right? Because everything's all settled and blah blah. Dude, it's a whole different kind of thing. Like he don't try to put nothing off, right? If you watch it, it's very interesting. I don't.
You watched it?
I didn't watch the documentary. I watched the fucking him talking about this part of it. Like it was a 15-minute scene of him talking about it, right? So he's talking about. He's like, I'm not sitting here talking. It's like I never wanted to come out and talk about it because I don't want everybody to think I'm making excuses. Like I fucked up and I did something wrong. But he was telling like the story about what happened. And I didn't know they were driving when it happened either.
Yeah, well, I knew they were in the car.
Who was driving?
He was driving, and she was grabbing his fucking nuts and twisting it because
he did that with one hand on the steering wheel. Imagine if you had both them bitches.
He thought that she thought that he was texting some other girl with her because she was texting him, right, and she was fucking smacking on him and twisting his nuts while he was driving. And he fucking, the whole reason her face was swelled up, this is what he says. The whole reason her side of face was swelled up like that.
Because he was beating the shit out of her.
He slammed her fucking head against the window over here, right? And he said that he did hit her one time to get her. He's like, we were like fist fighting. He's like, I wasn't just beating on her. He's not
well, Rihanna seems like feisty.
For sure. I'm not saying it's okay at all. But
of course not.
But he was like, we were fist fighting. He's like, I wasn't just beating on her. And that's the whole thing was. Like, he was just beating the shit out of her.
The shit out of her, did a backflip, beat the shit out of her some more.
He's like, I'm not that guy. He's like, I'm not happy about it. I'm not sitting here trying to get out of it. He goes, but he's like, I'm not just beating on my girl because I want to or whatever. He's like, she was fucking me up.
Interesting, because it's like, does it make a difference, right? And it's like, yeah, none of it's okay.
None of it's okay, but
none of it's okay. But yes, it does make a difference. It's wild to say that out loud, but yeah, it's like if
you don't want to say it out loud.
No, but if you're beating on a girl, just like hitting her, and she's not,
you're way worse of a person to defend yourself.
And you guys aren't in a not even just defending yourselves one thing, but if you guys are like fighting each other, both of you guys are fighting. It's like, I mean, yeah, I do think it's a different thing.
You're a piece of shit, and you just punch her in her fucking mouth. You're a fucking dork for that. Yeah, that's all. It's not. Cool.
Well, that's like there's a difference between someone fucking a 17-year-old and a 6-year-old. I'm sorry, there is. Things I don't like to say. Hey, there's a difference.
Illegal, but illegal.
I mean, what country are we in, brother? No, it's just like my thing is I just it's a difference.
It does make a difference.
It does. It's one of those things.
It don't make it okay. It makes a difference in how I view you.
Exactly. Well,
I believe if you're a celebrity, you could probably come back from defending yourself like that. It's hard. You're gonna do the things, but I also think that if you get played out, somebody just beating your fucking wife off for fun, or just because you had a bad day. Then we should know that as a public. You shouldn't be able to come back for something like that. Maybe you should. I don't know.
Did it cover
but I think it changes the way you fucking see people.
Yeah, you're saying they were driving at the time.
Yeah.
So she's grabbing his nuts while he's driving wherever, and I'm sure I know he had like some Lamborghini, some nice car, whatever the fuck. So like I don't know if he's fearful of like that's a bad situation.
All kinds of options.
Are you like is there?
I mean, I thought you were going to say
would he hit her hand
over the car or whatever, but no.
Well,
I
don't know what this is. All I know, you say nut twist.
You stop and you get out.
You
stop and you get out.
We never will because it's two
I
sides
hope
of
you
every
can.
story.
You stop, get out, and de-escalate.
For sure you can, but what if you're in a high? I mean,
no, I get it. I'm just saying. You asked what you should do.
I know.
There's so many questions.
They're going fast.
You could have been in a fucking neighborhood with a red light.
You almost have to hit her off of you for like just to be, because it needs to not. I don't know, dude.
You have to get her off of you.
Watch the documentary. Don't take everything I said for word for word. All the stuff I said happened, but it may be he'll tell you a better story.
Let me give an analogy for the person who just hits on their girl, right, and beats on her, and she don't ever hit. They don't ever get into like a physical like where it's something's going on where you need to like act quickly and whatever's going on, but it's like. I sound like I'm defending it. I swear. Every time I talk about it, it's like, damn, it sounds like I'm defending beating a woman. But
no, you got to.
I'm not. Obviously. But it's like the difference between someone. So I watch a lot of the true crime, and the difference between someone who gets in a fight with someone, ends up pulling out a gun and killing them, versus someone who stalks and kills like an innocent person.
Yeah, that person.
The difference in that is it's like, look, they're both murder, right? But the one where you're like sneaking into a house of someone you don't know,
premeditated fucking murder,
and someone you don't know. Like if there's a motivation that's like, okay, you're in a thing, right? You're
crime
in a
of passion versus a planned out crime.
Exactly,
1000%.
Crime of passion is understandable. Like when people are like, "How could they?" I'm like, "Watch the truth." What do you mean?
Chris Rock got the best stand-up fucking skit in the world about that. About the O.J. Simpson shit. He talks how we're talking about right now, trying to tiptoe around things we shouldn't say. Chris Rock's talking about how bad it was. Like O.J. telling the story about how he killed his wife. He's like, I'm not saying it's right, but I understand. And that was the whole joke. Every time he talked about it, he kept saying, I'm not saying it's right, but I understand.
Yeah.
He's like, you got this man driving around in your Ferrari with your wife while you're at practice busting your ass. Now, I'm not saying he was right, but I understand.
Right,
That was the whole
right.
delivery,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it
it's
was
beautiful.
so goddamn good.
Yeah, good comedians are they're masterful.
Because they can take you on a journey. They can take you
and say some things that are hilarious, but also like they're on the truth.
Dude.
There's a Venn diagram of like this is kind of true or like kind of how you may feel.
I
They're
think-
really good at knowing how other
I think
people
the
may
funniest
feel.
comedians are people you don't know where the fuck they stand because they don't ever make their ground perfect. Their ground is everything. So they can take you on a journey leading you over here and then pull you right on the other side like nothing with a punchline.
Yeah.
And then fucking set up a joke with this side, take you right back over to the other side with a punchline. And I think they're the funniest because everybody needs to get it. Not just one side or the other.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, you're right. You can make jokes identifying with a side, but I agree that the best jokes are just like, here's what's funny.
Yes, the funny
Here's
aspect
what's
of it. Like
funny.
you can tell a comedian who's standing on some ground while they're telling a joke. Like through that Trump era, you could pinpoint left or right comedians, left and right. You know what I mean? Left and right. But you could tell who was because you some real anger would be coming out in these jokes, right? Some real fucking things.
Vitriol.
Yeah, but like I've watched some of the comedians that were pro-Trumpers go out there and fucking you only know pro-Trumpers because you see a picture with them or something like that, but crack jokes on them left and right. You know what I mean? Because that's what comedy is. You know, I'm not using a comedy platform to promote my political beliefs or what I think or whatever.
Yeah.
I believe you can for sure.
Yeah. It's
But
your
I think
voice.
the
It's your voice.
funniest-
Do what you want.
Personally,
but
the funniest
comedian,
ones, the true art of comedy,
Right.
are the ones that just
Some people use their voice for what they. Yeah, it's something other than comedy.
assassins, ninjas that you don't know where they're coming out of. You don't know what hole they're gonna pop out of and fucking hit you with a punchline. You know what I mean?
And then some, you know exactly where they're, like Trevor Noah. Like I liked him in the beginning, but like you just, I don't know. It's just one thing with him. Favorite comic? You get one.
Oh, you get one.
Well, that's
I know.
I'm gonna give you such a
I'll go
cliche
first if
answer.
you want to. Go ahead.
Dave Chappelle.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Such a cliche answer.
Well, at least you have a whole lot because I'm looking at it like future and what you have to watch now. Let's call it a desert island comic. So
Favorite-
you get all of his stand-ups. For me, Louis C.K. But I mean, very close.
Amazing.
Same
I
guy,
think, I think my
same
George
level.
Carlin has to be out there with Dave.
Dude,
Chappelle.
he was my other one. I'm like George Carlin or Louis. Louis.
See,
fuck
I
it.
think George Carlin without George Carlin, I don't think there would be
Probably
so
not.
many people. So George Carlin might have to take the victory on that.
Oh, I mean, as far as more
But
influential.
my
yeah.
favorite of like that's just gonna have me in shambles.
Oh, for sure.
Is Dave.
Dude,
Dave
Half
Chappelle,
Baked is
bro.
like
Burt
one of my
Kreischer.
favorite movies.
Final answer. Burt Kreischer.
Yeah,
We
don't
just
make me take my
lost
shirt off, dude.
6 subscribers and all credibility. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
No.
I do not fuck with Burt
I'm
like
kidding.
that.
He's
do you
a
think?
nice man.
No,
I'm
yeah, and he's
sure.
funny. Like, and
Bro.
listen, he is funny,
Have him
but
on the
not as
podcast.
funny as people act like. It's like, and you see through. Don't get me started.
I wouldn't go see him live one-on-one, but he's a great accessory with his laugh. His laugh is a great accessory to a podcast community. When he's
Yeah.
sitting there, he's a great
Yeah.
add-on cameo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch him take his shirt off, stand up live,
Yeah.
talk about him drinking. in
And he
college.
could do that laugh at will.
Yes,
you know,
bro. And it's genuine. I really think so.
sometimes, or it starts that
Listen.
way. Nothing about him super genuine.
Oh, well,
That-
It's
man.
just he. Look, I know all comedians lie to make their shit work. I get that.
but it stems
But
from
it's the way that he does it, though, bro. The way that he does it, he's like, oh, I just had a dream about this. It's like he just makes shit up off the top of his fucking head, and he just lie. Like it's just like,
Yeah, leave that to Theo, bro. He's good
yeah.
at it. You're not.
See, that's different. Exactly. Because someone will say that to me, like, well, what's the difference between Theo? It's like Theo's good.
You wouldn't be able to tell anything truth from wrong from Theo.
Yeah,
You can't
it's,
look at that.
Well, and it's just like it's Theo.
You know it's fake because of how wild it is, but
It's Theo.
his delivery is so quick
Yeah,
and off the top, bro.
and I shouldn't be such a fucking loser about like how he sets it up, right? Because it's like I just had a dream about this, and then he'll make some shit up, or it's like, so who cares if the thing is still funny? But for some reason, because he has to like lie about, it just seems because he's like, it's on a podcast. It's not on the stage is different. You want to lie on stage, I get it. But on the podcast, he's still trying to be funny. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I just hold the truth to.
Who got him at the Tom Brady roast? Was it Tony? Tony Hinchcliffe? He was like, "What are you gonna do? Take your shirt off or some shit?" It's like we're all excited for your one joke where you take your shirt off. No, that was I think Glazer, right?
Probably.
Was it Glazer
yeah.
who said that?
Nikki Glazer's a monster.
One of them got him, and I was like, "Damn."
She's the only funny female comedian in the world.
Bro, she-
Listen, I
Killer,
would give it
bro.
to Bert though. Like, I don't know how. I guess because it was all of his friends, but like to make it on one story.
Yeah,
One
the
fucking
machine.
story, dude. And taking your shirt off, sure, fine. And just being a general
He's
goofball.
he's a great group.
And he's a
person.
nice person. Like
That-
that's another thing. He is a genuinely
I'm-
nice
I'm
person.
sure
Everyone
seems fun to be around.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be fun as hell.
Yeah.
He would be drinking. Yeah, it's like I get it.
I'm not hating.
No,
I'm just saying.
I am.
Honest comedy
but
a little
it's
bit.
it's just because I've been holding. Yeah, it's just like.
I'm not truly hating.
And here's the thing: I watch his shit. Not a stand up. I didn't even watch. Did you watch Joe Rogan's new stand up?
Yeah, I did.
How was it?
Yeah, tell us.
I am not a Joe Rogan stand-up fan.
Same.
At all.
Same.
That's what he was saying.
I'm just yelling in the mic. That's all I do. And it's this. That's all.
That's not all he does. He also
fucks stools. He fucks stools, dude.
Yeah, he did fuck the shit out of that stool.
No, did he? Oh, well, in the one. Okay, I thought you were gonna say
his main one that
Okay.
Netflix had.
Yeah,
One of the
yeah,
first
yeah.
ones. Yeah, he fucked the shit out of
Thank you,
stool.
Mike. You were on cue.
That was good.
Actually, before Q, even I like that better. You're like he fucks stools.
But I think now it was more funnier to me because like I know how much he's under with being like kind of in the middle with everything because of Spotify deal and everything he's got. Like he was very unhinged in that. Like he was saying some funny shit.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't expect that from him because he's got to play that.
I
I'm on your
disagree.
side.
No. His whole thing is I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be, I'll give him that. But
He's making but these were jokes like about trans people. And,
sure.
like, all kinds of shit.
That's what you need to do to try to get some.
No, for sure, I get it. But
yeah.
on his podcast, I feel like he's himself. He's not fake at all. But he also treads lightly on his podcast.
Well, that's how more you feel.
For sure.
Yeah,
and that's why I think
he's
it was
finding
so,
the funny on stage.
I'm saying that's why I personally think the new stand-up was funnier because I think of him like that and how much money is on the line with his career.
So you did like it.
I liked it.
Okay.
His new one, yeah.
I didn't
but
watch
saying,
it.
I think I don't think the average person's gonna sit there like the comedy fan and probably watch it. I'm just telling you.
I didn't
was
even
coming
finish
from.
his last one, dude.
I didn't finish it.
It's just like.
But
I never was a that's the thing. I never was a fan of his comedy.
No,
it's like his podcast. He's a way bigger podcaster. He likes to do in the comedy, and now he owns it. he owns comedy,
And
you can't. Yeah. It's like the comedy scene's crazy down there.
I've tried to watch his. I was so happy, right? Because I don't watch all.
I went down there to the mothership. It was sick.
Yeah, dude. How was that?
It was sick. I went to see Mark Norman. No, sorry. I went to see Dan Soder. And Mark Norman did a guest set.
Dope.
Dude, Mark Norman came out, and I'm like, holy fuck. And the person I'm with is like, who is it? I'm like, you don't get it. This is... And he came out, dude, and everything hit. And then Dan Soder came out, and he's like, what the fuck, Mark? Now I got to follow that bullshit. He's like, because Mark didn't plan on being there. It was like, and you'd pay to see Mark, It was nice.
Exactly what you're talking about. Because when Chelsea got me these Dave Chappelle tickets for my birthday, right? And we were like, yo, bro, like, I told her I wanted to go, and she looked at the tickets, and she was like, "These tickets are just astronomical." It's like, pick something else, right? Not only did she give me, she didn't give me regular tickets. We sat like 12 rows off the stage, right, dead center. So I know she fucking forked it out. So shout out Chelsea. But they're not like publicized. Like a lot of bands you go see, they're not really promoting the new people. Sometimes you won't know who's on first, right? Maybe know right before them the lead show, but not the beginning one, right? So I'm thinking, Dave Chappelle's gonna come out and he's gonna have some hitters with him, of course, because it's Dave Chappelle. But I don't know who it is. So I'm sitting there like fucking smiling cheek to cheek because I get to see Dave Chappelle. It doesn't matter who's up here, I'm gonna love him because I'm so happy, right?
You get done, your cheeks hurt and shit.
These motherfuckers go. And now introduced to the stage, Jeffrey Ross. And I went, dude, I stood up, I'm like, yes! I was like, Chelsea, do you have any idea what we're about to hear? You know what I mean? It's not like I'm a stand-up Jeffrey Ross fan, but I grew up watching him roast people.
He's
and
the guy.
bro, and I was like, just so caught off guard.
Like,
I'm like, what a treat.
Yeah,
I'm already seeing Dave Chappelle.
I love an unexpected treat is the best.
Dude, he sat there and, dude, that was one of the funniest. I laughed.
Seeing live comedy is great. Have you ever been to a live comedy show?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Been up to the Comedy Cellar, Cellar up in New York a couple times.
Oh, cool.
That was
I haven't been there.
No super famous people, just,
yeah.
features
but it's the Cellar.
On different shows. But yeah, it was cool to be
it's
there.
New York City, the Cellar. It's huge,
when Louis C.K. had his show, the introduction to the show was him walking into the... Yeah, it was Louis, exactly. That was the show. Did you ever see it?
I didn't watch it in its entirety, but I never answered the favorite comedian thing. I said Bert Kreischer, Louis C.K. For me in my era, it's probably him. I think the best person in comedy is like Anthony Jeselnik as far as like joke writing.
Sure.
He's vicious.
I've seen him twice.
Oh, really? Live?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Tight.
Both my parents. My mom loves him because
a lot of people who like comedy haven't been, right? They just enjoy it. And I'm like, it's so much better going. I mean, it's there's something about that energy.
Your laugh is way more it's a different laugh from us. Like I'm I'll watch a comedy show on the couch and I'll like laugh out loud like a little bit here and there. But if I'm at a show, I can hear the same jokes and be
Oh
bawling,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's contagious too. It's like everyone around you, the energy's up.
You're more willing to give. So I went into
That's a
Joe
good way to
Rogan
put it.
came a couple years ago. We went with Eddie and them. They had like some hookup over at I don't know the First Mariner or Marino. It was him, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Andrew Santino. So
Damn.
we're super excited.
Cheeto Santino.
Santino was the only one that was
He was
any
probably
good.
phenomenal.
Santino was great.
I knew it.
Rogan sucked.
Yeah.
And fucking Tony Hinchcliffe kind of sucked. Like
Wow,
I was
okay.
like really disappointed.
Andrew's a fucking genius.
They're all three of them are fucking geniuses,
Yeah,
honestly. And
true.
I don't know, man. I mean, Kill Tony, the podcast alone, like the dude's a genius for sure. Like he's
Yeah.
not, but he just wasn't on
He
that
found
night.
his stride though. Like stand up is different than Kill Tony.
I agree.
Because he's got so much
I
to work
agree.
with, right? And he's just good on top, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. So you can tell when somebody like. You can tell a difference because this new era we're in with podcasting and comedy, the same people are doing both. You get to see kind of both sides.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see their authentic, off the top riffing skills, and you can see their planned out shit that they've been telling over.
Well, you've
and
seen
over
my
and over
stand-up
again.
comedy and my podcast.
Yeah. So
They
what I
both
was
suck.
saying
They
was
both
like,
suck dick.
So what I was saying, pretty much, yeah. Just
I like that shit.
I liked your stand up. I told you how much I liked your stand up because it felt authentic, and you're definitely the funniest person at that one we went to.
You heard him.
I mean, I go to 3 of yours, 2, 3,
Probably 2, maybe 3. But yeah.
and
I
every time
I only did it a few times.
I was impressed because you were
did it 3 or
fast.
4
Your
times.
delivery was fast.
Too fast, yeah.
But
I
here's
was
the
nervous
thing.
as hell up there.
That's you have bigger problems. You could be up there choking and forgetting.
Or not
shit.
funny.
Yeah, and everything you said was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I have it in a notebook. I'll sell it to you. Because I don't have time to get up there all the time. It's like a lot, you know? You got to
For
really
sure.
dedicate
Comedy
yourself.
ghostwriter. Talk to Lewis, see how you get into that.
You know what's funny about Louis C.K.? I wasn't gonna say he's my favorite, but he has one of my favorite jokes probably of all time.
Yeah.
It's one of his stand-ups where he's I can't quote it because it's so long and drawn out like a great artist does. He draws this fucking thing out of its beginning, and maybe you're familiar with it. He talks about if you have any he said, what did he say? Talking about religions. He's like, if you have any doubts of who the superior religion is, he said, let me just tell you right now. He's like, it's Christianity, right? And he's like, I don't care if I offend you, blah, 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 blah. He goes, but let me just ask you this. How do you measure years? He's like,
Yeah.
AD and BC.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, so
yeah.
shut the fuck up. And I was like, dude.
Oh, they own it.
That was that's one of the jokes that's been in our front of our faces like for so long, but he just
Yeah.
made it so clear.
Yeah.
He was
He
like-
does a real quick joke where he goes, now look, he's talking about rape, and he's like, now listen, I don't believe in rape. I don't think you should rape. Unless you want to have sex with someone, they don't want to have sex with you back.
He has one of the funniest skits too I've ever seen. That fucking where he tours the
God
Catholic
damn.
Church. You ever see that skit?
He toured it?
No, bro. Where he talks, it's like I want to get to the origins of the Catholic Church. And it's a whole drawn out skit, and he goes to a preacher, whatever you call him, priest.
Pastor, preacher,
Pastor.
priest, yeah, whatever the fuck.
He's in there talking to him, right? And it's like a 8-minute skit, and it doesn't stop. The joke comes in the beginning. He's like, "So what? I want to get to the basics." He's like, "Well, the whole sole purpose of the Catholic Church, and you think it's gonna be something real because it's set up like a real
Molestation.
He's like, "Just to fuck little kids." And he's like, "So you mean to tell me the whole Catholic Church was built on fucking kids?" He goes, "Not only that," and it takes him on a walk, bro. And he's like, "And these Bibles made out of 100% recycled tears and semen." He's got a factory making Bibles in the bottom
Tears
of the church.
and semen.
But like, bro,
though.
it was just like so.
That's like the 4th time we talked about fucking kids on this podcast. We're like demonetized.
Look, bro,
to the
when I
nth
see you on,
degree.
when I see
they're gonna charge us money for
That's
even.
why we're pre-monetized. This is the time to get it all out
I like
now.
that. I like that.
Please
Get
don't
it all
let me
out.
pull one of these fucking thumbnails up and it says here, Josh Grimes, sports, red zone,
Supports
fucking kids. You know what I mean? Like, don't
hit 'em with those.
Please don't thumbnail fucking
Dude, all I
kids.
gotta do now is all I need is an
Please don't do
is
that.
Josh Grimes is fucking kid. Like
and
dude,
agrees with sex dolls.
On
No,
a
please-
loop
Please don't do that.
for 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We'll just put that on Patreon.
Patreon, yeah.
What the fuck I get myself into?
I did an episode where I recorded all that shit that went down with me. But
Did you?
Yeah, but
We should talk about it here and see if people will comment whether they want to see it or not.
Well,
like,
I mean, I'm
maybe
doing
that's how.
that.
Maybe
Feel it right now, baby.
doing
Get it
that.
out.
I mean, whether they do or not, I don't know
Who
that
was
I
it
put
with?
it out. I don't know that I want to.
Was
you
it
know,
a
it's
solo? Was it your first solo podcast?
No. Najee was here. We got into
Perfect
it.
guess.
Yeah, we got into it naturally, you know.
Happy
but-
birthday, Najee.
Yeah, fuck
Shout
you,
out.
Najee. You don't get one here, dog. It's like, yeah, it was with him, and I was like, knowing that it, I probably won't put it out, so I was pretty like loose-lipped about it, just like I was also pretty passionate, at the time of telling it. So
Raw.
maybe for Patreon,
I think
Dude,
you
it's
let
like
that bitch
40
free, son.
minutes.
I think. Listen, I've been on that side. Like I agree, and I understood why you didn't in the beginning because I remember that was one of the
Well,
first.
look,
things
we can't get into it really. I
I'm
don't
not
want
getting
to.
into nothing. But I'm talking about that's one of the first times we talked about it, and you were like, nothing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you can't.
But
And I'm still there.
I
That's the
know.
thing. The same thing there
No, I
is
get
now.
that.
I'm like, bro, I don't want to. You know what I mean? It's just like I'd rather leave it alone. It's not worth my energy or time, especially if it brings more energy or time back. And
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
still fired up about it. Just
not
the
even
time.
just that. Not even
I
just
know
that.
I know what it is. I know
If
what it
other
is.
energy and time gets fired up by
I
it,
know what it is, and we talked about it off air. But I'm saying, if you're still fired up from doing it with just your buddy all this time ago, and you don't want to stir that up, then fuck it.
yeah.
But you should.
Yeah.
You should let it out.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation.
Bro, I couldn't. Listen, I wasn't here, but I agree with you. I agree with you.
It was 40 minutes of passionate just speaking.
And it's just 40 minutes. Oh man, that's okay.
I was like, damn, I can't believe I thought it was gonna be 15, and then it went to 30, and then it went to.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude, sweet.
Not if his ass was fired up. I'm surprised you only got 40 minutes.
You've heard me go on some rants, boy.
That's what I said. That's why I said only 40 minutes. That's a perfect.
You've heard me
fucking
go on some
smash,
fucking
bro.
diatribes, dude. Yeah, you were around when I was getting fucked up,
Oh man.
Well, not like back in the day with
No,
heroin
no.
and all, but
I'll come over and do a podcast about them times. That was fun.
yeah, back when I went a little bonkers,
Not fun, but fun.
it was interesting.
No, it was very interesting. Remember, I was talking about I wanted to write a book about you. I was like, this is. So
Well, you looked at me and were like, "This kid's clearly gonna die soon. Let me get a memoir.
let me get all this fucking shit. So,
Let me get a box.
Start talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Josh was like, "I'd like to write a book and you be the subject," and I'm like, "Oh wow."
I
Because-
love writing and stuff like that. I
well,
love that
yeah,
stuff.
and I was off the wall at the time. I don't play like at the time. I would have been a hell of a subject,
Because me and you were getting like real close around that time, and that's when you started like opening up about like the past stuff if I didn't know you, and I'm like, because for me to know you, even when I knew you and you were
right.
getting fucked up, you still were a good person. Like it wasn't like I couldn't.
always have been.
Let me just say this: with the stories you were telling me, it was like hard for me to. I never distrust you or never not believe you, but it was hard to believe. I know you probably feel like you're still the same person and I'm capable of this, but like it was so wild that I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I was
I'm
like,
capable.
so interested, and I was like, bro, like this is like. You can't look at it as like a sad like horror story. Like
Nah,
if
I
anything, this
don't.
is a redemption. Like
Yeah.
people don't recover from this life, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why it was so intriguing to me.
Well, that is also intriguing. Is there's not a lot of people around that I was with back then to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like way back then. Yeah, but you can chew coke, Mike.
Thanks.
So yeah,
Brought
yeah.
it all the way
Yeah,
back. I mean, we
dude.
started that off top and
We
off
started that
camera,
off
but,
camera
like,
and off air,
okay.
but you
Yeah,
didn't know
for my
that you could shoot
information,
cocaine.
yeah. And Josh said anything you can, was it just liquefies that? Well,
Yeah,
I guess
water
can you
soluble.
liquefy anything then? I heard you could liquefy wood. I heard that. I don't know
Well,
if it's
listen,
true.
liquefying is one thing. What's it gonna do when it goes into your vein is another. You know?
Give you a splinter.
yeah,
Yeah.
vein splinter. I shot MDMA once. I shot Molly.
Oh my!
Interesting.
Yeah, that's actually the craziest fucking thing. A lot of people don't know that. I haven't admitted that often, to be honest. Because listen,
Tell me, I know we're going in. What the fuck? All right, I need to know how long it hit you. How long it took to hit you? Was it instantly?
oh
You know what?
brother,
You got the reins. Go ahead.
brother.
You tell me how you want to tell me.
So I mean, really, bro, you don't do this,
You can't even see this shit in a movie, bro.
bro.
What
Well,
do you
listen,
think?
well, that's what that people at the hospital said. We never even heard of this. The nurses at the
Listen.
hospital. I swear to God. I swear to God.
It's like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
The
if it was
people at the
modern.
hospital go, "Can you do that?" You know. So yeah, yeah. It's like I'm glad we're laughing about it because at the time it was fucking terrifying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I had been up all night and I wasn't in the right mind state and the sun was up. It was like I had been up all night, didn't sleep. I was up like doing coke all night or something, right? Well,
Oh, no. Coke before?
oh yeah. And up all night drinking. Okay? So hear me out. Up all night drinking, doing coke. I for whatever reason, listen, where I went somewhere where I brought the Molly and the cocaine in the same container, and the Molly, check this out, was like just a rock, right? So it wasn't powder, right? Because it comes in like a crystalline form. This is all allegedly, by the way. But so it comes in like a rock, right? Well, I had it in a thing that I had my coke in. So this Molly that I shot is covered in coke dust, okay? So for whatever reason, I decided to shoot it. I've never heard of no one shooting it. I didn't know if I could shoot it.
Nostril hurt.
Huh?
Nostril hurt.
Probably, right? I don't know what it was. It wasn't even like I couldn't have done it otherwise. It was really strange. Honestly, even looking back, it was like very strange choice. And for whatever, dude, I very strange choice is the understatement, I guess, yes. But I go to do it, and I don't clean it off. I don't clean the cocaine off or anything. I didn't really like weigh it. I just kind of eyed it up, did it, put it in. So basically, yeah, I did it. And when I did it, as soon as I did it, I kid you not, my vision itself, listen, everything I'm seeing is just shaking back and forth. Shaking. So it's not like I don't know if my eyes are shaking or but then I start going numb, right? My body starts going numb. So I am at a house by myself. I do it in the bathroom. I do it and I know for sure I'm dying. I know it. There's no chance I'm not dying. Oh shit, I fucked up. I'm dying. My heart, I'm numb. I'm getting numb, right? So I go to the front door of this house and try to open the door, and I'm so numb that I can't grab it. I have to like fucking open it dude, it was rough, right? And I go outside thinking if I fall out, I want to be where someone will see me in the yard.
Smart.
like
smart.
Literally, bro.
That's
so
really smart.
I go out to the front yard and I am not okay. I get out there and I'm like not all right. And then it's like I'm like maybe I'm freaking myself out. And the shaking eventually stopped after I was outside. Dude, the shaking was nuts, right?
You can tell yourself maybe you're freaking yourself out. You snort some coke and get your heart beating, or maybe pop a MDMA pill. But when you shoot coke and MDMA in your arm,
well, it wasn't a lot.
You got a real fucking reason to think.
Yeah. Basically. So eventually the numbness subsided, except for one half of my body was numb.
Oh,
so the other half wasn't, right? Yeah, actually. So I called somebody I close to and said, "Hey, I just did this crazy thing and I need a ride to the hospital," you know? And they gave me a ride to the hospital, and I went in there and I was still numb and shit, you know, like walking in there. And told them what I did, and every one of them was like, "You what?"
Like fly you to fucking Miami, bro. We gotta get you down.
We need to study you, bro. But yeah, it was like they were like, "I didn't even know you could do that." I'm like, "Yeah, me neither. I just kind of did it."
What time was this? Like after everything was done, like at the end of the night, like were you at home alone, or were you just a fucking Tuesday? You know what? I need some timing. Like what was this? Were you at a party getting fucked up and then went home and did it? Like shooting MDMA, that's a ride, bro. Like when you take Molly and shit, that's like what 6-7 hours. So that's what I'm trying to wonder. Like, did you go home at 2 a.m. after the party and be like, "Yeah, fuck it"?
It was like 6 a.m. The sun was up.
Oh my!
There was no point. Literally, it was like I wasn't in my right mind.
And you can't even like Google, like, "Hey, how much should I do with lethal?"
Exactly.
Nothing. Like,
Google would laugh at me. No results found. Yeah, bro, you're fucked up. It's like Google's like Google just goes, "You're fucked up."
Just eye it up.
Yeah. Did you mean something better? Did you mean something less retarded? Yeah.
God,
so
that was a good laugh, man. I'm sorry, laugh at your expense, but
please don't be. I want you to laugh at it. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And then also, yeah, the way I delivered it, because it's like you didn't know I went to the hospital. So me saying that to people at the hospital, because they literally all of them gave me the same response, and it started to get frustrating. I'm like, I did it. I'm here. I'm not lying, you know. But they gave me some fluids and then sent me home, and I was fine. But yeah, it's like with heroin, when you go out and you fall out, you kind of like don't remember. You're just like nodding off and then you're out, right? But this, because it's like an upper, I was like acutely aware that I was going to die. It was very terrifying and really obviously not funny at all. I know you're not laughing at the situation itself. It's just like it's bizarre, and I'm here. I'm here to talk about it, thank God. I won't be doing that anymore.
That's
week.
Fucking hilarious. Chop it up however you want. It's fucking funny. That shit is off the fucking wall, dude.
It's off the wall is what it is. It was bonkers.
I've gone through my drug stages where drugs are cool and stuff. I want to do drugs and everything. I ain't never thought about shooting.
Never even thought about it. Bro. Nope, never even thought about it. So yeah, MDMA is the active ingredient in ecstasy. It's not something that should be injected.
Okay. All right, now I got some questions I want to ask. All right, now I know you were numb. but emotionally, other than scared, how did you feel? Because it probably had to be a ride.
Well, that's the thing. Listen. That's a great question. That's a great question, and an obvious one to me. It's like, but you
I
know,
you're preoccupied on like dying.
yeah, you're supposed to be rolling.
Did you take?
I was rolling off a cliff. It's like, I was like the only like they call it rolling because it's like a smooth dude. There was nothing smooth about my whole vision was literally rocking back and forth in a way that I couldn't even explain.
So there was no like breaks. Like I would imagine like being super scared for like 10 minutes and then all of a sudden like, I feel fucking kind of.
Nope. Didn't feel good at all.
Shaking like my truck out there.
Didn't feel good at all.
Oil change.
The whole thing was terror, and the whole thing felt like the brink of death, dude. It was absolutely horrific, and I will never do that again.
Let me out of this. I'll never do another drug, please. I swear to God.
Oh, 100%.
Next weekend, fucking, you can't stop me. You know? MDMA and the army killing me, bro. This fucking half gram of cocaine killing me.
Yeah. No, I was definitely on some foxhole prayer shit. You know, I was like, you know, it was.
I believe in you, God. I swear to God. I'm going to church tomorrow if you let me out of this. I swear to God, I'll be a better person.
I'll get baptized tonight,
dude. It's fucking my own tears.
Yeah, it was bizarre, dude. Doing it by myself and shit. It was very weird. It was out of character. It was bonkers. It literally doesn't make any sense.
You know
if
what's
you're looking
crazy
back.
about that is like
Self-sabotage.
It's crazy to think that you're doing it by yourself, but it's even crazer if you had another person.
True. If I had anyone wild enough to sign up, that would be insane.
You know what we should do?
Hey, you busy later? Why? What's up? You trying to go to the casino? No, I'm trying to shoot some fucking Molly. Yeah.
I also did some homework on the Jay-Z and Lil Wayne thing for this today.
All right. So tell Mike
about it.
Jay-Z Lil Wayne thing.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with what's going on with Lil Wayne?
He's not.
Not exactly
and,
what.
Jay-Z, the whole thing with Super Bowl and Kendrick. So
No.
Jay-Z,
I know Kendrick got the Super Bowl or whatever.
Yeah. So Jay-Z, started the ownership a while back. So like the past 4 performances.
The NFL ownership. He owns.
Yeah. I think he's part owner of a team or some shit.
Okay.
Okay. I know he started his sports agency or some shit. He does all, he's making moves all the time.
Sure.
Hands in all the pies. But the halftime shows the past 4 years have been fucking awesome. They had fucking
Rihanna.
They had,
that was kind of cool. That was
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre and Eminem. Then you had.
I didn't see that one. Was that one cool? The old school
It was I mean,
cool.
look, they could have done anything. For me,
yeah.
It's more
you know
cool
what I mean?
than
It was hard. I was so
so
biased. You know what I'm saying? For Dr. Dre, Eminem, and 50, I'm like, bro, it could
That's why I
have.
feel the same way because it's a rap show. How much are they really going to do other than perform clearly? And they did their thing, and it was in Detroit, which made it so cool. And it's also the first time hip hop has been in that. You know what I mean? So it was more what it was stood for.
That's
cool.
interesting.
Right,
Yeah,
as the main focus.
Yeah, dude,
it's always
how
sprinkled.
many people do they get snubbed out of supreme artists in a state or a city that they go to and they don't get it because that's not the music we promote over here.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, before I get to that thing, I found out I was watching that Marlon Wayans and Shannon Sharp thing.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch all of it, of course not, because whatever. But I saw Marlon Wayans was talking about the original halftime. Before the halftimes didn't have performances, right? Before Michael Jackson was the first one to do a halftime performance, right?
For real?
Yeah.
He did a halftime?
Yeah.
Oh
I think
my
he's the first
God,
one.
bro. That would have been so fucking sick.
Not only was it sick, right? I watched it today, right? Because I was doing the research. I watched it today.
It holds up?
Son. He was ahead of his time.
It holds up?
Dude, he is ahead of his time.
Hold up. This motherfucker, Jumbotrons were smaller back then, right? And it didn't have a roof on this stadium, right? So it's got the Jumbotron, right? And it's got fucking Michael Jackson, an image of him, right? Raising up, and he just pops out the top of the Jumbo Street. He's fucking moonwalking across the top of the Jumbo Street.
Oh, shit.
But
damn, bro, Michael Jackson was different.
So apparently, I don't know how factual this is, but I was just getting what I'm told.
We operate on rumors and myths around here.
In Living Color. Remember the show?
I never saw it. It was before my time.
Before our time, but you know about Jim Carrey and all them.
It's a sketch show.
So they
right?
Yeah, sketch show.
Okay.
So they had a halftime slot. So they had a little show before, and everybody would tune in because they were all watching the Super Bowl, and they'd all tune right into In Living Color. And the Wayans brothers, I think it was Damon's the one that ran it all, whatever, whoever. He was the brains behind it, and he was like, "This is a great idea, right?" So their views went up. The first time they did it, apparently, or the second time they did it, Michael Jackson was started doing performers at halftime. So that was cool.
They were
done with it.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We need it all in ratings.
Yeah.
But so they're in NOLA this year.
They're in New Orleans.
Yeah. So Lil Wayne,
the Super Bowl.
king of the fucking.
Lil Wayne's from New Orleans, obviously.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
And they just did the whole Detroit thing with Eminem and everything like that. And
but
so
like,
a
is
lot of-
that
also Lil Wayne was doing First Take and talking sports shows and stuff like this and blah blah blah. So he was kind of dipping his feet in.
He's obsessed with sports. Always
Yeah,
has
for
been.
sure. And he was. Yeah, they
Lil
think
Wayne's obsessed with sports.
everyone thinks that it should be him, right? But Kendrick's
So,
getting it.
so yeah, basically the talk is so Kendrick Lamar, as you know, got it, and the basic talk on the internet is how the fuck would you not give this to Lil Wayne?
But I have both. I see both
So that's
sides.
that's what the whole thing's about.
What we were talking about, we were like, I was like, yo, it's the coolest thing of it isn't like if is it Kendrick or is it Lil Wayne? Because obviously, look, I love Lil Wayne. He's my favorite. He's probably my greatest of all time rapper. But I've seen him perform live. He's really good. He's clear. It's pretty, but he's not gonna put on nowhere near as good a show as Kendrick. And let's just be fucking real. It's a half-hour straight show for one. I mean, how many times you see Lil Wayne come out of a show or like look at wrestling when he came out at wrestling and fucking
Wrestling don't count.
no, but he came out performing. It was horrible because he's like fucking I'm forgetting his lyrics and fucking half-assing and stuff like this.
I think
That's
that the
fair.
performance would be good. My thing is this. I think that I would rather see Wayne, right? Because like you said, we grew up with Wayne. Wayne's our GOAT, right? Or Wayne's my GOAT, you know? And it was the time I grew up in. But Kendrick makes more sense because he's popping. He is more. He has the juice
And
right now.
He did his concert. What was his first hip hop? He's like the record for the most sales on a concert that he just did.
Well, yeah, it was like a disc concert. It was like the first of its
No,
kind.
before that,
Oh.
the big tour he went on before the whole Drake thing.
Oh,
He set a record with that.
okay.
I don't know what the record is. The homie
And
too,
he set
but
many new records with the Drake
for
thing.
sure. And not to mention every stadium in the world, all over the world, is they not like us.
Right.
They not.
I was
like
gonna
us.
say, without the Drake beef, he's not doing a Super Bowl.
But
No chance.
here's the thing.
No chance.
Who's
Correct?
your
Hold on.
guy?
Do you agree?
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. He's
For
not
sure.
doing a Super Bowl. They don't. Yeah.
For sure. But at the same time, you gotta look at your demographic, right? Because how many people really know too many Kendrick songs? I know you know them. I know a lot of people who are fans of hip hop know
My
him.
knowledge is not that deep on Kendrick, but yeah.
But you know enough to where you know he could perform for a half hour and
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, most of the time there's not usually one performer doing the
There's
whole
a lot
half
of things
hour.
going
It
on.
splits up.
This is solo. It's the first solo hip hop artist this year.
Oh, they're
Just
not.
him.
Well, I thought
Just
you guys
him.
just
It's the
said
first
Lil
one of
Wayne.
that?
First solo hip hop
Wow.
artist.
So
Damn.
it's not Lil Wayne at all. It's
No.
just
No.
Kendrick.
He
I,
got-
thought,
yes.
I thought you said that
Sorry.
they
No,
were
no,
doing
sorry,
it
yeah,
together.
I
No.
didn't get the
Basically, they're saying, you know, they didn't pick Lil Wayne, they picked just Kendrick. And the
Interesting.
internet is like, how could you, like,
So
it should obviously be Lil Wayne, right? And for me, it's hard to not be biased because it's like, yeah, I want Wayne. I love Wayne more than Kendrick. But it makes more sense for
If
Kendrick.
you're going to tie it to the city, sure. Makes
Right.
sense.
Well,
I get
well,
that.
That was
and
the-
just what I want,
that's
right?
the
And my
thing.
personal desire. That's what I'm saying. I'm biased in that. But
and that's the theme they kind of started to kind of get involved.
Well, the
giving it
conspiracy
Eminem.
is-
Yeah. So Jay-Z,
Jay-Z,
right, is
now
the
that
one running it.
his hand is in it, and they're saying that Jay-Z is blackballing Lil Wayne.
Now I did a little bit more research.
I know.
right?
Seems like a stretch.
I'm pretty sure. I kind of forget. I don't think he owns a team. I think he just has like
Jay-Z.
the half. Yeah, I think he just has
No,
the
I
half.
think I know he's got the agency.
Yeah, I
he
think
might
he
have
has-
a part ownership and a minority ownership. With
Either
the
way.
He
fucking
had
team.
the sports agency. I think he had to get rid of that so he could own a team. And then I think he got into just doing the
You might be
Halftime
right.
show?
before.
You
I
might
think
be
he
right.
does the
I haven't
halftime.
looked
I
into
don't know
that
how
like
that
that
works.
yeah.
I know he's there. I know he's affiliated with the fucking Power Circle. He somehow he got himself.
Well,
in
either
there,
way,
right?
specifically involved with the halftime show.
So-
Right.
Now, if you Carter 4, I believe, it's good. You got a song?
Oh, I thought you were just saying the CD's good.
Yeah.
I thought you were like,
Yeah,
hey,
the
by the
song.
way, the Carter 4,
I
it's
think
good.
that, I thought that was
Like, that was
too.
a
The
Take.
song, it's good. Remember, I told you how Wayne and Birdman had beef with Jay-Z somehow, right? And on the top of my head, I couldn't tell you why. It's just what I was reading on the internet because that's what you do.
Lil
right?
Wayne lost his virginity in a gangbang with Birdman. Fun fact.
Mhm. So I know
Fun
I was the
fact.
one they fucked.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
isn't,
look-
isn't that beautiful?
The lyrics, and it's good. He's like, you talking about baby money. I got your baby money. Kidnap
Kidnap
your
your-
bitch and get that. How much you love your lady woman.
That was
That's the Jay-Z.
how, that bar so good.
Gangster, right?
So
So you know where it
good.
originated from?
That bar is so good.
Jay-Z said,
I
that ain't
remember
Wayne
it.
money, that's baby money. And then he came out with It's Good.
Baby money. I got your baby,
Baby
money.
money.
Kidnap your bitch. Find out that how much you love your lady money. Wow.
And they were like, that, and he's like, and you're gonna sit here and tell me
That was
that
so
Jay-Z
fire.
ever forgot that? He's like, and
Oh.
you're gonna put him on, and then he goes, and top it all off, he goes, then he brings Drake in right after that verse, because he goes, I'm gonna pass it to my man, Drizzy, whatever, Drake, whatever.
Can you do me a favor? Move that mic further away from you.
I'm leaning in. But no,
That's fine.
But yeah, so after we were talking, because I was like, I don't think one way or the other, right? It makes so much sense for Kendrick. It doesn't make more sense for Lil Wayne just that he's from there and he's a great rapper.
Yeah, it's like the internet kind of it took that.
Sure.
It's like
But I also said that because we think of all that, it would be the perfect cover and reason to get away with having no problems about it at all. Hearing that bar, I'm like, leaning more.
If you re-listen to the bar, sure, but you know how many people said bars about? I mean, I'm sure Kendrick even has a bar about Jay. Maybe not, but you know, when you're that big, it's like, yeah, he's surpassed rap
for sure.
And like you said, I also am not a huge Jay-Z rap fan. It was just a little bit before my time, or a little bit.
I can't relate to nothing. He did a whole different world, and I appreciate it. I know he's a great artist, and when I listen to it, I can fucking really like it.
Yeah, it's
but, like,
very good. It's very fine too. It's good.
You
It's
ain't gonna
polished.
see me walk around rapping his lyrics because I ain't come from that life nor even near it, right? But it's like
I know his verse in Renegade.
I know a lot of his music, but like
That's
I
a
can
good
only like it to a
amount.
point. You know what I mean? I can't sit here and
Yeah.
act like the biggest Jay-Z fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am way more intrigued by how he has taken control
Transitions.
and power
Yeah.
over so many things, bro. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many layers of that we will never know.
And him and Beyonce as a power couple,
Yeah.
they've never even had sex. You know that? It's like one of those things where it's like, let's just get together for the power. You know?
It's so tight. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's mind-boggling when you try to, like, how many people is he the only person that's ever rapped about fucking selling drugs and getting out of the game? No. He's a great rapper. He's one of the best rappers, but here's the thing. How did he fucking enter the circle of all these old rich white men? These fucking
No,
people?
it's public.
I know.
The satanic rituals where he drank the kids' blood. I think he's pretty open about how he got in. You know, and he's in there. He's in there. Didn't you say you thought they should have Linkin Park at the Super Bowl, or what was it?
Yeah, sure. Good transition,
What
I
were you
guess.
saying?
With the girl.
I was just talking about how they.
That was a fucking phenomenal transition. Dude, give me some credit.
Yeah, it's
That was
something.
good.
So I saw they changed singers. You guys see this shit? Like
I didn't.
they're coming back. They have this lady. I don't.
So
have
they
her
brought
name.
in a female
Yeah,
singer.
to replace
Chester Bennington.
who basically is a scream. I mean, he's not really screaming, but it's like a
He's
light
really
scream.
screaming.
Well, no, he's definitely like. It's not. I wouldn't call it a scream though. I would call
What
it
the
like
fuck are you
a.
talking about, boy?
It's just
Yeah,
he's singing.
son.
It's weird.
got like
Not always, but
Like-
that was his thing.
He's
No,
got
no, no,
like
no,
an
no.
11, 12-second scream.
17.
17, sorry.
He definitely screams
saw it.
I
too.
just heard it the other day.
I saw it. Probably from you sharing it.
But
That
I
one-
just would say his normal singing thing is like a.
Live.
It's like singing. I don't know. It's weird. It's
I
like
like it. It
I
feels
don't know how to
I
put it.
understand what you're saying,
It's like
but it
it's
is
still
you're
screaming.
right.
more singing
You're
than
right.
screaming
It
the way
is.
he does
I
it,
agree.
which is like.
Yeah, I'm not trying to reduce it.
But
he
he's
uses
a
scream
screamer.
as a tool, and it doesn't. He wouldn't
Well,
classify.
they
it
put
as
it.
a screamer.
They put him in one of the Saw movies
That's why I was talking. Yeah, for
because
sure.
he screams so good. Like, you
that's
know what I
right,
mean?
the car
They didn't
ride.
want him
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
sing
The car
in
scene
that
I always
is-
bit.
forget that. Whenever I see that movie, it's like drawing. Oh yeah, I heard of that guy.
I'm the same, yeah.
But,
But they didn't
yeah.
put him there because he's singing. You
So
know?
a masculine screaming, singing, whatever
Oh,
you want to
you like
say,
that metal
to
shit, that
then
fucking-
like to put a lady in there. Not saying women can't be metal because some women are metal as fuck. But
Shout out
like,
Spirit Box.
there you go.
Courtney LaPlanche. You heard that? Courtney LaPlanche? Oh, brother, I wish we could pull it up right now
What
so
up?
you can see. I'll show you right after this. It's incredible.
We can do links and stuff. So just whatever you
Yeah,
want to
Courtney
say.
LaPlanche. Yeah, she's a female and she does this. She's the lead singer of Spirit Box. If you're into a little bit of screamo, she's incredible. When I heard her song, "Holy Roller" is the first song I've ever heard by them. And when you listen to that, like it was like halfway through, and the person's like, "Yeah, this is a chick." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Sounds like a demon.
Halfway, bro?
Yeah. It's impressive.
But you know, it's been 7 years. I get it. Some of these guys probably need some money at this point. They don't want to start a new band because starting a new band is fucking very.
Is she screaming?
I don't actually. I heard
No.
one song. They released a song. I think she
I
does
listened to a
try to
bunch of
do a little bit of a.
And
but
it's not good.
I'm not saying that.
I'm asking him.
No,
Say,
no.
listen to a bunch of them.
No, so
Because one song is tough to fully tell.
because since
It
you gotta
ain't good.
understand music, most people in the service are gonna be like, "She's not Chester. She can't sing on him." They already
Well,
know.
duh.
They know that
Yeah.
you're going to not equal him, so they brought somebody in who was going to do her own thing, right? And I understand
Interesting.
she's
You
doing
think
her
they
thing.
intentionally probably brought someone in
Yes,
different because
for
they're
sure.
like, let's not try to do apple to apple. Let's
Because-
make it an orange. That way it doesn't have to compare.
When she performed,
Maybe.
when
Yeah,
she
makes
performed,
sense.
she screamed, but she didn't nowhere near try to scream like the song was
Sure.
intended to, right? She screamed because it was a rock song, but not screaming. But to be honest, I didn't really like her voice to be like. I'm not liking it because it's not Chester Bennington. I didn't like her voice. She doesn't. I don't think it resonated with the song. Like It's a fucking torture album. Every album, it's a sad, depressed. I'm gonna kill. He's been telling he's gonna kill himself for fucking 20 years, and
Yeah.
when he did, we were all surprised. But
Yeah, my cousin Chris actually shared that screaming. That's how I actually saw it. He shared that post of him screaming for 17 seconds, and he goes, "Wait, this dude killed himself?" Because it's like, yeah, when you hear him do that 17-second scream, you're like, "Oh yeah."
I went down a weird hole and like shared like 5 videos of him the other day because I was just watching all his old concerts, and I watched one video. It was the night he killed himself, like the day before, or whatever, the last concert.
He did a concert the night before.
It was either the night before. Yeah,
That's crazy.
So yes. So there's people that think he didn't kill himself.
Oh, there's a conspiracy, absolutely, about the pedophilia. Yeah.
Yeah, so you looked into it, right? So
yeah.
He was the guy who they were saying who his dad was, one of the guys he was trying to out on the fucking documentary. You don't want to talk about his dad, he's adopted, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure this ain't the case. I'm almost positive.
His dad was Michael Jackson.
But a conspiracy fucking, I got a soft spot for conspiracy, right?
Oh, they're fun. Yep.
All right, so you know who John Podesta is?
Nope.
Me neither, but he's a politician, apparently.
Me neither.
And, bro.
Apparently, it just could literally be made up.
No. This was all... He was
TikTok said it was true.
No, this was all before TikTok.
Okay,
When he died, it was before TikTok. This was him. Okay, so let me back it up real quick, right? You know about the documentary they were making, him and Chris Cornell?
Yes.
So
It was
Chris
about
Cornell,
pedophilia.
yeah, about pedophilia and all this and that, right? Also, at the same
Did
time,
you know about that?
Now that you mentioned it,
Now-
I remember
yeah.
hearing about
Yeah.
it. But
So at the
Because
same
that was a
time-
conspiracy that the higher ups killed him because he was gonna expose them. It's
Yeah,
like, there's plenty.
and also Linkin Park just started a tour. Like they were going on a tour with MGK.
I know. I had a concert ticket.
I remember that. I remember you had the concert ticket.
I had a ticket to Hershey Park
yeah.
to see
So-
MGK and Linkin Park, and then Chester killed himself, and they canceled the whole tour.
But Chris Cornell killed himself like a week or two before.
Was that short?
It wasn't long. I may not be 1 or 2 weeks, but it was nowhere near
Interesting.
long. It wasn't real long.
Right.
And so, like, yeah, there's reason to question because, like, why is he gonna kill? So, if he kills himself, I could get one person kill himself with trying to, make a documentary.
I think we have to say unalive.
He can carry. Oh, man, kill himself.
Yeah.
He fucking.
Sorry, you two.
I killed myself. He'll carry it on. It's not gonna throw the work away. But the second person to kill herself, after the first person kills herself, when you start a tour with, how many jobs do you think a tour produces? Jobs around everywhere they go. Thousands of jobs, right? Thousands of incomes and like that, blah, blah, blah. I know you're not thinking about that when you kill yourself, but it's just...
You're not.
You raise your ears, right?
And more so, fuck the jobs. It ain't even so much the jobs of the other people. It's like, he's on tour. I feel like, yeah, that's... I mean, look.
I don't believe one way or the other.
Yeah, when you're feeling that sad, yeah, it's tough, man.
Especially because he's been saying he wanted to die for fucking years, bro. So it's like, I agree. I get it. He probably killed himself and he hung himself.
He wrote his suicide note in all caps.
No, didn't have a suicide note. No, yeah. Didn't have a note, though. But what he did have was a handwritten self kind of autobiography, which is like a suicide note, a manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not enough proof for me to say one way or the other. But
can we read that? Is that
fishy.
public?
Huh?
Is that public?
I'd like to know. I never looked into that.
I like to try to look up suicide notes. You know.
Yeah, it's
that's the
I have a buddy
heaviest shit
like
you can think of.
My buddy Ryan at work, he fucking reads manifestos out the ass.
Bro, this one time I had a girl come over to my house, and I was just chilling on my phone, and I'd eaten mushrooms. She knew that or whatever, but she came over, and she's like, and I'm literally just being curious, right? And she comes over, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm reading the the Columbine manifesto." Yeah. And she's like, "You're on mushrooms reading manifestos?" I'm like, when you say it like that, it sounds crazy, but like, I'm interested in the true crime shit and the psychology of it. Yeah. But when she had said it out loud, it was like, oh, this doesn't look great.
My buddy Ryan, I was just talking about, who reads the manifestos.
Shout out to Ryan.
That fucking dude was reading the Columbine fucking manifesto at work, right? And he was
come on here and let's talk about him.
Yo, he'd be a great guy. He's my guy.
There's some interesting manifestos. Some of them got some.
He's
got some
good
stuff.
Right? And like me and him we are real good buddies, but like I'm totally different than him, and we already know, but that's what makes it so fucking cool, right? And he's
straight.
No, he's sitting there and he's talking about, he's like, like talking about the kids, like talking like, yeah, they were just like this. I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, man, fuck them kids and fuck their manifesto, right? I don't give a fuck what they were thinking, and fucking dorks. They couldn't hear, fuck them, right? And I don't know, that was just, that made me think about it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just the kind of people we are, and we totally mesh, right? Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like if I said that to somebody else.
Yeah, it's like, yes, definitely fuck these kids.
I know you're interested in how that.
But also, what's up
this
with
kid
that?
was my man was like,
like
I kind of
it?
get it. You know what I mean? Like I don't agree with it, but I understand.
It was like us and talking about the domestic abuse. Like, look, I'm not saying,
If you're reading it and you're just interested in how the human brain works, because that's of course you got to look at the bad sides too. Whatever. But he was kind of like relishing in it, and I'm like, yo, son.
Well, yeah, if he was reading it like females do, like vampire smut, vampire smut. Yeah, women, all they read is smut. It's all just like, you know, weird sexual situations.
House on Labor Day about that.
They love it.
I was like, hey,
that's their kind of porn.
Is there sex books for guys? And they were like,
yeah, it's called Pornhub.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
and they were like, no, the same ones that we read are just for. I was like, no. I was like, you guys, like, listen, I understand both people can read it. I understand it and everything, but I said, I'm not talking about that book. I want to read something about some real slutty shit.
Well,
like some shit that I'm watching on video, but are going to talk and not take 5 minutes to tell me how they fucking took her pants off slightly and gently caressing and shit. Like, I want some slutty fucking...
I'll say that's what's interesting about smut. Like, if you want a peek into the female... brain, like erotically, read a female smut, because like you said, it's so different than ours would be. It's so different. There's these situations build up, there's these dynamics, there's these taboos, there's these like different things that are played on, and like you said, it's like
spot on.
Yeah, it's what's so interesting. And if you read some of them, which I have, like I remember, so my first one was 50 Shades of Grey. Remember when it took the world by storm? Mm-hmm. All these housewives are reading this book, just getting wet. Just getting wet reading this book, right? So I'm like, what the fuck is all the hype about?
Gotta read it.
Yeah, I have to. So I read it, and it's like, all right, definitely geared for women, you know? Like you said, anyone can read it, sure, but this is geared for women, and It's like, it gives you a peek into the psyche of, like, what they find hot.
This is what started our whole conversation with the girls, because I was like, this is why you women are so unhappy all the time. Because
you want me to be a vampire. And I can't be a vampire.
You're never going to be satisfied until you're sitting there fucking getting all hot and bothered by this shit. That's never going to happen. And if it does, it's not.
They could say the same thing about porn.
Yeah, exactly true. Yeah. But I don't fucking treat her like shit.
You don't pretend it, yeah.
I don't fucking get mad at her because she's not walking in with a fucking English fucking outfit on, looking like with some white hair, from like old times British shit. Like they're all are British. They all love the British shit.
You're not mad at her because she can't turn into an octa screen.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like I can separate it. Like I know when I log in this computer, like okay, this might be a different me. I'm ready to watch some weird shit. But Chelsea done admitted that she has got mad at me and was shitty to me because she just got done reading her book. Like she has admitted.
Okay, so now I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So she has this. Okay, so that
they have this idea. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, brother.
I'm like, okay, so now you understand. That's why I want to read some slutty ass literature and watch me treat you like shit. When I come down, you're not in a schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. It's just like everything. It's just like everything, like marriage. It's like marriage. I mean, marriage. Girls are pretty much told from a young age that marriage is the thing, and they all been thinking about it since they were a kid and planning it out since they were kids and everything, and blah blah. It's all part of the scam. It's all part of the scam. Hollywood's in on it, and everybody's in on it, bro. That's all it is.
Everyone's dreaming about the wedding day. No one's dreaming about being actually married.
I saw a video today, bro, and it was like, the difference between women and guys are, and
there's a couple.
He's like the difference with it because guys love the love that guys give is more genuine on an aspect of, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said basically it was girls are in love with the idea of love more than guys.
Interesting.
Because girls can make any guy fit into their thing if they want to try hard enough.
Their pussy?
Into their like love circle because they want the love. They want the guy.
That is interesting. Okay, so it's like they like the idea of it. I mean, I think that's a human thing more than a women thing, but I get that's an interesting thought.
He's like, like the whole thigh touching the opening the door. He's like, you always hear about what you're supposed to do for women, right? You always hear about shivering, what you're supposed to do. But he's like, and the women, when they're thinking about it, they're not thinking about an individual doing it their whole lives. They're thinking about somebody doing it so they can make somebody fit. He's like, but when a guy's going to put all their love into it, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, I love this girl. You know what I mean? Because she did something for me and I'm really loving her. It's all situational. It's girls and guys, blah, blah, blah. But that was an interesting take.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Because the idea of something can be way more intoxicating than the actual
Well, yeah, I mean, people
Yeah,
talk about that,
for
like,
sure.
even in relationship, it's like, I've heard people say, like, look, you don't love me, you love the idea of me.
100%.
You love what you want me to be.
Exactly.
But you don't love me as is.
And guys can do it too.
Yeah, of course.
But as a society, I can definitely see that we have made it to where we're programming women to do it more. Especially with like weddings and stuff. In the wedding aspect. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not love, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
even love, really, because I mean, how many times are we?
Not a lot. Well, like you said, not a lot of guys are growing up thinking like, "Yeah, I can't wait for my wedding day."
I'm fucking out, dude. These flowers. I
Can't wait for my wedding
I saw these
day.
blue flowers when I was 7. Knew it right away. But no, yeah, for sure, I get that. But it's interesting. It's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Yeah. People think I'm anti-marriage. I'm not. I just think it's tough.
I'm fucking married, bro. And I'm happily married. I'm fucking anti-marriage.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. That's a fucking scam. That is, listen. If you ain't married yet and you guys love each other, don't do it. Take that $50,000 you're gonna put in your wedding, because I think the average wedding is $30,000, bro.
Hilarious.
Take that This is for the lower income people. Take that $15,000 and invest it in a down payment on a house.
Well, the argument is you can still have the wedding, just don't do a big wedding.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Like this, there's no reason. All a wedding is just fucking look at me and look how happy I am.
Let me feed these other people so they can watch me in my dress.
The best part is you spend all these thousands of dollars to not even enjoy the party. We threw one of the best parties we've ever thrown. I didn't get to enjoy shit.
It, no.
$155, $165 a fucking plate, right?
True.
These fucking people are eating all good. Food's cold, for one, because it's outside and everything. And they're bringing it in all cold and blah, blah, blah. I'm walking around saying hi, thank you. You know what I mean? There's so many people there. You don't get to enjoy yourself till afterwards. And you're rushing around and you spent it all in a day.
Yeah, you have a schedule.
Then you minimize your honeymoon because you just spent $50,000 on your wedding. So you can't go out crazy on your honeymoon. And then you have kids, right? And guess what those kids get born into? Debt. Because you ain't got no goddamn money. I could have $50,000 to $10,000 in this bank account, $10,000, $20,000 in a house, even got a new fucking car. But what we do? We threw a 4-hour fucking party for $50,000. And then even on top of that, we had our fucking own bartenders, road catering. Fuck you. Had those guys come out here and tell us we're stopped serving at 11:30 because you only paid till 12 and we got to set up. You're going to serve beers till 12 o'clock, dude. That's what the fuck you're going to do.
I'm going to be honest. This does seem a little more personal than general.
For real. It does. That's what I'm saying.
He's like naming people out by name. And
Yeah,
Jeff,
dude.
fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't get married because of Jeff. Fuck Jeff.
We had an awesome time. It was a great time, but like it's so irresponsible. It is. You can't parent or try to get somebody responsible their whole life with money and then say, hey, and make sure when you love that girl that I have been teaching you to save your money, when you love it, spend it all on one day. You know what I mean?
And wedding rings are weird to me. Look, so here's the thing about the wedding ring. It's like it's not for you.
It's
no
the biggest
one
scam in America.
No one wears them for them. It's just like
to show everybody.
It's a show. Let me show that I've been chosen.
My dad's got
because it's that important.
He got a tattoo. He said, I'm not wearing a fucking ring because I'm a bricklayer.
Yeah.
I've been working on brick all my life.
Yeah.
It's like,
all electricians can get away with saying like we can't have the metal on in the panel, but then they get made the silicone ones. And people,
See ring? Rings are fucking weird. I never wore a ring in my fucking life.
Look. I also get how sacred it is and how cute it is. That's the thing. It's like even though I'm saying something about it, I do. I really
get it, but I don't.
I get it, but it is for other people. And then
that's why it's so sacred. Why? Oh, it's hysterical. Is that any point? It's hysterical. No, I understand, but I don't at all agree with. There's so many things from our history that is
antiquated,
played out. Like we need to change it. Like a ring, right? On top of the wedding, right? Like I literally wanted to marry Chelsea for a long time before I even proposed. But I know I wanted to get her. I wanted to have enough money to be able to get her the ring
drunk
that she fucking deserved, right? So I'm like, yo, I had to wait. I had to work my ass off. Like overtime at the ass, I got her this beautiful fucking ring. But I had to literally delay my time to do that. You know what I mean? And it's like, why are we so brainwashed into thinking I gotta give you a fucking
4 months of my salary?
Yeah, bro, listen, bro. You know what you should do before you propose to somebody? Go get the cheapest fucking ring you can get and give it to her and see how she reacts. And then fucking see what's up. Because if she's mad at that fucking little ring, then what are you married for in the first place? You know what I mean? Because are we getting married for this ring to show everybody, or are we getting married because I love you?
Lie to her. Give her a fake ring. You heard it here first.
You got to. I mean, what are you gonna do? This is fucking crazy. It's the biggest scam. Wedding rings were, what are they, 50, 120 years old. They're not even like a long time ago thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
You know who created Running Rings?
Mm-mm.
the
I think it was
Diamond Company.
the Diamond Company. And they made it. They put in their commercials. They put in their ads. Show how
Advertising's
much you love.
powerful.
For sure.
And if you got a shiny one, I need a shinier one. You know.
I was telling Hudson, my 13-year-old stepson, the other day about how they used to, the old commercials and advertising for cigarettes. I was like, they used to literally, before everybody
Joe
thought it
Cool.
was bad, I was like, they told you to be cool and smoke cigarettes. I was like, Hudson, the fucking
They
name.
literally were like, if you don't smoke cigarettes, you're a fucking loser.
Dude, if you don't smoke, you ain't cool. And I said, Hudson, if you think that's crazy, their fucking name of their cigarettes was cool. I was like, dude, it's crazy what they get into.
Advertising's a motherfucker, and it's a battle against capitalism at every turn.
Yep.
You know, they say the average person sees like 4,000 ads a day, either directly or indirectly. I don't know how true that is. I heard it once, and I keep repeating it. You know, but yeah, it's fucked up out here with the capitalism.
I mean, I sent you that video earlier about that 9. I wish we could pull that video up about that guy rapping about the number 9. And that's
I
one
didn't watch it. Yeah.
one of the most fucking wildest things ever. The way 9 is in society and how appealing it is to people. And it's got, look at every advertisement you got. Everything's always 99 or something like that, right? It's so much like,
I think that's to trick you into
it's
paying
a
that
trick you
extra
into pay
dollar.
you extra dollar,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's just, it's fucking, there's so much psychology
the
into it.
thing, that's the thing. That's why we're fucked. Is because the capitalists have the endless money to pay teams of psychologists to design things to steal or hijack our attention. Genuinely,
100%.
like all these things are made to hijack our attention. So it's not to sound like apocalyptic, but right, it's a battle. It's like a battle for what you want to focus on and what you're paying attention to. It's like
my favorite example of that today is I talk about it all the time. And I love sports game. I love watching sports and everything, but the psychology, that aspect that had to go into these new apps, these FanDuel apps and DraftKings apps and everything, is like beyond me. Right before you had a bookie, you'd put a bet in. You wouldn't get like your payout. They wouldn't show you your payout or whatever you could do. You couldn't build your parlay and watch it get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? They got that big old total on the bottom, right? And then they got these fucking bonuses and everything like this and blah, blah, blah. But the whole thing is they put that total in there. So he's like, what's one more? What's one more bet? What's one more bet? And you see that fucking, I could win $10,000 on $5.
Oh, yeah.
They
know right what they're doing.
They know. It's so fascinating. I play the game, you know what I mean? But I also know that every time I do, I'm just getting bested by somebody way smarter up top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's really cool. But what's that band name you're talking about?
I don't
You
know.
say Joe something?
I don't remember. Fuck, dude. I don't know now. I don't know. I'm sorry, guy.
Nah,
I don't remember the band
Fuck
name.
that band name.
There's
Yeah,
so
but-
many fucking dumb band names, though. Red Hot Chili Peppers is a dumb band name. I don't care. But they were around in the 80s, and you could get away with having a dumb name. Like the Eagles. Imagine being the Eagles today. You're like, you're the Eagles? Really? You're the Birds?
Yeah, dude. You fucking.
Well, third eye blind is a penis, right? Like your third eye that's blind is a penis?
I would imagine it's
I don't
penis.
know.
Yeah,
I just thought like they weren't like psychics or some shit.
Oh, interesting. Someone told me it was a penis once. I'm like, okay.
Aren't they also the ones that made the song about crystal meth? They got that one song.
I don't know. Good
what
for
is that?
them.
Is
That's
that
about meth?
What is, yeah,
I don't doubt it.
yeah. Took a hit.
I mean, I know the song, I just can't.
What the fuck is that song?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all about getting high
I
on
just know the
meth.
cadence.
It's all about getting high on meth.
Mm.
It talks about if you it's so fast you don't ever put the lyrics together because it's like mumbling. But look them up. It's pretty fascinating.
Remember that Uncle Cracker song that was like, swim through
Uncle
my veins
Cracker.
like a fish in the sea,
Dude.
you won't find.
There's another weird one. Uncle Cracker,
yeah,
dude?
Yeah,
Yo,
Uncle Cracker's
he had a
wild.
song about like cheating on people, and we just all sung it, and like us kids on Kids Bop. What was it? The Follow Me, Everything. Is that what we're talking about?
No, but yeah.
That
Oh,
is
I think
him,
so.
though, right?
Yes, it is. I think that's the
I
same
think it
song.
was it, right?
That is it.
It's alright. I'll be the one to
Tuck you in at night, you won't fight. It's about heroin.
Yeah,
It's not cheating, it's about heroin.
Yeah, blew my mind.
Swim through my veins like a fish in the
That
sea.
guy's
Like,
on heroin?
I think that song was about heroin.
It's a good analogy. I could buy it.
I mean, I just
Hotel
maybe
California,
not.
Eagles. That's a good one. It's about heroin.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
That hands down, I think, is my favorite example of those songs. That was like a double meaning.
I didn't realize it
If
was about
you
heroin until
think
right this
about
second.
that fucking song to a T, it is all about going to a fucking dope house. It's all about a dope house. You can stab it with your steely knives. You could beat the beach or whatever you can You Can't Never Leave or whatever, dude. It's just there's so
Uh-huh.
much. Re-listen to that song, it's gonna blow you away. It's going to blow you the fuck away.
Hotel California, it's a good one. All right, let's wrap this up. I love you guys. Thank you. Subscribe, or we will start mailing anthrax to the local politicians. Just kidding. We're obviously kidding. This is all satire. Everything I've ever actually said on this podcast is satire. My lawyer told me to say that.
I hope that's legally binding. Right
Yeah,
there.
everything that I've ever said and ever will say is in the sake of comedy, and none of it's real. My name's not even Justin. So thank you, and subscribe. Do it for Sheila. If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself.
Damn.